Hi, Jesus of Nazareth class. I'm making this video to help maybe understand better the syllabus. Syllabi can be daunting. That first day when we professors dump a pile of paper in front of you and walk through it can be a real kick in the pants. So I can't take that away from you. But in a course like this online kind of course, you would be left to just read the syllabus without having someone give some explanation. So I want to take a few minutes to walk through the syllabus. You can access the syllabus in a couple of different ways. On the left-hand side of the Canvas screen, you have a series of options. One of them is a syllabus. So if you click there, you'll go to the syllabus page, and you'll see the syllabus. You click on an icon. The other way is if you go to the home page, or if you're at the home page, you can access the syllabus by clicking the link there in the text of the home page. However you access it, I want you to get it right now. I think it would be best that you watch this with the syllabus in front of you. So if you need to pause the video for a few minutes for you to print it out or get it, or go reach for it, go ahead and do that. I think that'll make this time much more productive. Well, this is a course on Jesus, Jesus of Nazareth. I apologize if I'm looking down because that's where my syllabus is. I should probably just hold this up like this. This course is a course on Jesus of Nazareth. The course could probably be better titled the Gospels, or the Gospels being linked to the course. So something like Jesus and the Gospels. The Gospels, the four Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John in the New Testament, which will occupy us quite a bit in this course, beginning even this week. They are central, fundamental to understanding who Jesus was and continues to be. In fact, at some point, probably this year, I'm going to change the title of this course from Jesus of Nazareth to Jesus and the Gospels, but that really isn't your concern. I want to make a note. I want to make note or draw your attention to the note that I have there in the first column regarding this class and what you should expect. This is a fully online course. We will never, ever meet face-to-face. And there'll be no synchronistic lectures where I might use Zoom to lecture you in a group. The only time I'll use Zoom is for that weekly office hours, as I'm calling it, where from 9 to 10. No, sorry. That's not when this class meets. Our class meets at 12:40. So in the afternoon, I think maybe 12:30 to, I have it here. What does I say? 12:30. I can't find it at the moment. Anyway, yeah, 12:40 to 1:40. 12:40 to 1:40. I'll be on Zoom, and you can drop in and talk. I'll have a schedule so I know who might be coming in, but at the same time, don't hesitate to just drop by like you would, my door if I was at class. At school. So one last thing to say that I mean to say here is this course is going to be quite involved, meaning that there are more assignments, several more assignments perhaps in a week than would be the case if we were meeting face-to-face. Because we're not meeting face-to-face and we're not taking time together to study the topic, that that space, that absence is then filled by more learning activities. So if you look, as we look at the syllabus, and especially as you look at the number of the number of assignments, and then the schedule during the week, like what's expected to be done, there's a good bit. I'll be honest, but you have to pick your poison. You don't have to go to class. You can do this class from anywhere, or you can be in class, 3 times a week or 2 times a week, taking this course. So, given these circumstances, this course is online. This course has been taught as a hybrid. This is fully online. So be aware of that. Before we jump in, let me say one other thing. And that is, if you have a question or you don't understand something, please reach out to me. And I would like you to reach out to me through the Ask Your Professor discussion thread that's available in the first module that says Start Here. There is a discussion that others can look at too, because you can kind of assume probably that if you have a question, others do as well. All right, moving on. We have outcomes and we have objectives. The outcomes, just real briefly, relate to our department, the Department of Christian Studies. We have a handful of outcomes that we seek to fulfill in our classes. And for this class, we are able to accomplish 2 of those 5 objectives or outcomes: biblical and theological intelligence and biblical and theological fluency. So that's what those relate to. In a way, it's a much more general assessment, but it serves our department. Now, for the course, we have a number of objectives. I'm not usually one who has a ton of objectives, but for this course, it just kind of rolled out that way. Let me just go over the objectives. Number 1, engage with Scripture through the reading of the 4 Gospels. Number 2, sketch out the life and teachings of Jesus as presented in the 4 canonical Gospels. 3, demonstrate an understanding of the interpretation of the Gospels, including literary genre, historical and literary backgrounds, methodology for study, authorship, date, and province, that's where it was written, and narrative features, and finally theology. So you're going to demonstrate knowledge of those pieces of information. 4, chart the individual contributions and theological perspectives of each of the gospel writers. 5, gain awareness of non-traditional approaches to the Gospels and encourage them to consider how to. Oh, sorry, I just really blew that one up. Well, there's a typo, so that's what kind of got me off. Let me start over again. Gain awareness of non-traditional approaches to the Gospels and encourage students to consider how our culture and background influence our reading experience. Number 6, apply skills of interpretation to construct an interpretation of a passage in the Gospels for Christian mission. 7, be introduced to the critical issues, there's a missing 2 there, critical issues surrounding the so-called historical Jesus, including the various quests for Jesus, the historical reliability of the Gospels, and a survey of the life and teaching of Jesus. 9, think critically about 2 competing positions on the significance of Jesus. And then 10, be aware of the use of Jesus' cross by blacks for their experience of lynching, of being lynched in the Jim Crow South. Our textbooks are the Bible. You need a Bible, and it needs to be in a modern translation. The second book is James Cone's The Cross and the Lynching Tree. That is the object of that 10th outcome. It's a really powerful book, life-changing in many ways. Third, we have a book called The Meaning of Jesus, and Tom Wright and Marcus Borg set out their vision of Jesus, his significance, and you're going to be able to assess these two positions and, in a way, vote for which one you think was most convincing. I'm going to get a drink of water, if that's okay. I got a new camera. Can you tell it's a little bit better? I mean, I can on my end, but I wonder if you can. You don't have to, send me an email or anything. I'm just, kind of wondering. All right, the course assignments. And again, I just want to underscore the number of assignments has everything to do with the fact that this is an online course. Okay, number one, there are chapter quizzes. Each week, we will read one or two chapters out of 4 portraits, one Jesus, and you will take a quiz over those 2 chapters. What is unique about this is you have 3 opportunities to take the quiz, and the quiz that's the highest, the attempt that's the highest, that's the grade you will end up with. So you have 3 attempts to get this right. Yeah. Number 2, chapter key terms quiz. Each week, you will take a quiz over key terms that might be people, might be places, might be things. It's going to be a noun. Out of the chapter. Each chapter has a number of words that are technical terms or important terms. They'll be bolded, and I will draw 5 or 10 of those terms out, and you'll take a quiz on them. I will tell you what terms you need to study. There's a glossary in the back of the book where these terms are discussed. So you will take those terms, you'll study them, and then you'll do a matching quiz. It's matching. Okay, third, reading the 4 Gospels. Throughout the course of the semester, you will be reading a section of a gospel every week. And from beginning semester to the end of the semester, we'll have read through all 4 Gospels. I have the schedule there. You'll see that this first week of class, you will read Matthew chapter 1 through Matthew chapter 7. So that's the gospel passage that you need to read for this week. Each week you will complete a scripture reading check at the end of the week, which will be something like, I read 100%, I read 75, I read, so on and so forth. I think maybe I'm mixing up another assignment, but in any case, you'll be taking a you'll be making a statement, not a quiz. You make a statement that you read it and how much of it you read. Number 4, review and critique the meaning of Jesus. This goes back to that book by Tom Wright and Marcus Borg. You'll write a 5-page essay, which includes a brief summary of the contents and a critique of the 2 views, and state which view you found most persuasive and why. So that's the review. You'll have a Jesus and the Gospels research paper, which is not going to be a huge research paper, but it will be there'll be high the expectations will be high. It's short, but it's not going to be what do you say? It's not going to be fluffy. It's going to be dense. It's going to be thick with research and thinking. So don't let the page number, lead you in the wrong direction. 6, the James Cone book, response and discussion. You'll write a response to each of the chapters in the book, introduction and conclusion included. Not a summary, but a response. And then you will discuss it in discussion groups as well. There are 2 exams in this class. The dates are October 19th and then December 2nd. 8, you will be composing a journal entry every week where you engage the question of Jesus for yourself based on the content of the week. What has it? How has it impacted you, if at all? It's a place to reflect on how the learning, so I've learned all this stuff. So what does it matter? Why does it matter? What does it matter to me? What does it have to do with me? That sort of thing. And then last is the Catalyst sessions. We have 2 Catalyst sessions this semester, September 9 and October 28. And they're doing these Catalyst sessions virtually, so we don't go anywhere, which I guess is kind of nice. But you need to be available for those times, for those days and times. I don't have the times. I know the topics, but I don't have the times quite yet. But it will be between 11:30 and 4, somewhere in there. But I don't think it will be, the max it'll be probably, I can't imagine it going more than an hour and a half. I'd be surprised at that. But you need to participate in those. Moving along then, assessments. So we have the chapter quizzes, the chapter key term quizzes, exams, the meaning of Jesus essay, the cross and the lynching tree discussion and response, gospel research paper, reading the 4 gospels, and the journal. A lot of assignments there. There'll be, as you see the schedule, there'll be a consistent set of assignments that you'll do each week. That every week you can bank on having to write a journal entry. Every week you can bank on having to take chapter quizzes, key term quizzes. Every week, just bank on it. The weeks we have we read 2 chapters. They'll essentially be 2 quizzes, a quiz for each of those chapters. So be prepared for that. So this first week, we have a reading from 4 portraits, 1 Jesus. I don't know, my schedule is not correct. It must be an older version of it. I don't know if you have the right version, but maybe you do, but mine's not right. Because you're going to have a reading quiz for chapter 1. You're going to have a key term quiz. You're going to have a journal. I think that's it. You know, I don't have to lay this out actually, because what I'm doing on Canvas is for each of the modules I give an orientation page. So for our first module, there'll be, here's what the module is about. And then any subtopics that might be done will come under that orientation page. And in the orientation page, I tell you, give you kind of a description of what's going to be, what we're going to study, and then I list for you the activities, the learning activities for the week. And in addition, on that page, I give you the list of the key terms that you need to focus on during the week. So if you go to Canvas and you go into the modules, or you click on Jesus, the funny Jesus, on the home page, it'll take you to the modules, and you will see that first module, what are the Gospels, which is under the larger heading of the 4 Gospels. So I have an orientation for that, and then I have an orientation under that for this chapter or this, essentially this topic. And then under that, I have the learning activities. So if you want to know what the week is going to consist of in terms of subject and learning activities, you read the orientation page that is set up there. So that's something that's really important. Read those orientation pages. They will help you navigate what it is we're doing in a given week. Okay? I think that's all I need to say about the syllabus. But if you have any questions, or you are confused, or something's just not jiving right, please do contact me. Okay?